Thank you, sir.
What's your name?
Sir, INDRASHIS DATTA.
Okay. So you have made how many attempts?
Sir, this is my third attempt.
Third attempt.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we'll start. Kindly tell us something about yourself.
Sir, my name is INDRASHIS DATTA. I was born and brought up in Midnapur in Medinipur district of West Bengal. I did my schooling from Ramakrishna Mission Vidyalaya, Narendrapur, that is in Kolkata, a residential school, and also from Midnapur Collegiate School in my hometown for +2. I completed my graduation, that is BSc Research in Biology from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. And then I went to Israel to do my Masters in Life Sciences. And I completed my Masters in 2018. And since then I have been preparing for civil services. So in my second attempt, I got selected into Indian Defence Account Service, that is last year. And I did my joining in Pune, National Academy of Defence Financial Management. And I took extraordinary leave. And I take interest in traveling, then learning about tiger conservation, and I try to track the developments in Indian Railways.
How much of training have you undergone for defense account?
Yeah,
Sir,
yeah.
no training, yes.
Just joined and
Yes, sir, it was just
Taken leave.
2 days of joining formalities.
So you're interested in railways.
Yes, sir.
Now, there used to be one third class in the trains. Are you aware of that?
Sir,
No?
no, I mean, I just know first and second.
First, saying no. Actually, you don't know about third class. If you read Mahatma Gandhi's book
Okay,
or about his accounts,
yes,
so third class there used to be 3 classes: first,
sure.
second, third. So you're not aware.
No, sir.
You're
I
a
will
railway
read.
enthusiast. I thought that you know about.
Sorry, sir, I will read about it.
Okay, okay. Now, tell me the landmarks in India's foreign policy since independence, keeping defense requirements in mind.
Sure, sir. Sir, the first one I would say that in the beginning we had non-alignment movement, so we kept equal distance from the Western Bloc and also the
When was non-aligned movement start? Was it the official?
Sir, I cannot recall the exact timeline, but
Do you know about Bandung Conference? No.
yes, yes, in Indonesia, and
Yeah.
the leaders, for example,
Who
Ti-
were the ones?
said General Tito from Yugoslavia, then Gamal Abdel Nasser from Egypt, and Pandit Nehru from India, and I'm forgetting one more name.
Sukarno.
Yeah, Sukarno Hatta from Indonesia.
Okay. That's okay. Then what happened?
Then again, 1971 was another landmark year when we had the Bangladesh Liberation War. So again, I mean, we still continued with our non-alignment policy, but again, we had a tilt towards the Soviet bloc as they helped us with, in different manner in the Bangladesh Liberation War.
They helped us. The way you're saying that we tilted towards Soviet bloc after the war.
No, I mean, even before. I
Yeah,
mean,
because
yes,
that is
because
why
of
you
our.
said that.
Yeah, sorry, sir.
Okay, then.
And then, sir, I would say 1992 was a watershed year because we recognized, we established full diplomatic ties with Israel. And again, we started growing closer to the US after the Indo-US nuclear deal. And since then, we have been gradually, increasing our defense ties with US, and the strategic partnership is still growing. Although, we are still non-aligned and keeping equal distance, but that is our stand. And then we have recently dehyphenated Israel-Palestine issue, and we deal with each of them from our national interest, and at the same time we are engaging with multilateral blocks. For example, we are part of BRICS and also SCO.
So tell me, let's talk of Israel.
Sure, sir.
Now, Jerusalem is considered the holiest city in the world. Why?
Sir, because it is, it has architectural, or historical sites that are holy to three Abrahamic religion. For example, the Western Wall for the Jewish, which is the holiest site for them, and the third holiest site of Islam, that is Al-Aqsa Mosque, and also.
But how is it the third holiest site?
So it is after Makkah and Medina.
But why is it the third one?
Sir, that I have
No
to
idea.
see. Sorry, sir.
Did you visit the birthplace of Jesus when you were there?
Bethlehem, yes, sir, I did for a small visit. It was a day visit. That's a day trip.
It's in Israel.
So it is in the West Bank.
Now let us move to Narega. What are the rates? Any idea of Narega wages?
Sorry, sir, I don't
You're
have.
not aware. When were they revised last? Any idea?
No, sir. Sorry.
Are there any reservations for women in that? No.
So, I don't think, sir, there is any
Now
reservation.
tell me, if I am a villager,
Yes.
can I get work on demand? Can I go and say give me work and they have to give me?
Yes, sir. They are legally bound to give.
And if they don't give it, what can I do? What
Then,
is
sir,
the
there
remedy?
is some unemployment allowance they are bound
Okay,
to
if
give.
they don't give me that also, then
So then we have the right to move court. But
courts.
yes, sir.
Very good. Thank you. Very good.
INDRASHIS,
Yes, sir.
you studied science in school
Yes, sir.
and also Bachelor of Science.
Yes, sir.
Then you did your Masters in Science.
Yes, sir.
And now you want to come to the civil service.
Yes, sir.
Why this complete 360-degree change in your career?
Sir, so I had a very late realization of about civil service preparation, primarily because the civil service preparation ecosystem is not very well developed. So I did not, see any of my senior in school or in my town who actually cleared the exam. So that was, lack of exposure, and also being the first batch of undergraduate program in ISC, we did not have any senior doing this. So when I reached my master's first year, I came to know that some of my batchmates from graduation were preparing for it. So I took interest in that, and it looked interesting, primarily because of the diversity and the impact and the resulting satisfaction civil service provides. That is.
My question, Debashis, was why this sudden loss of interest in science?
Sir, it was not sudden loss of interest, I would say. I thought that, once I have realized that I am a good match for civil services, why should I hold myself back? Because not
No,
just
doing
because,
science,
Yes.
taking science as a career is not a bad move.
Yes, definitely, but
So, I still fail to understand.
sir, yes, a career in science would have been good. And
So why didn't you pursue it?
sir, because I felt that I am equally good match for civil service, so I wanted to give it a try. And
And if you don't succeed, then you go back to science?
sir, I never had that negative thought, so I always thought that I would succeed in, say, first couple of attempts or 3 attempts.
No, we also are very confident that you will succeed.
Yes.
But it intrigues me that you have given up on science. What is the state of Indian science?
Sir, in few areas we are doing quite well. For example, agriculture, we have successfully brought green revolution, and then we had a successful nuclear
What
program.
are the new frontiers of science that we have?
Yes, sir, in biological science we can talk about genome editing through CRISPR-Cas9, Then we have whole application of stem cell in healthcare.
So very exciting areas,
Yes, sir.
isn't it?
Yes.
You don't want to participate in them.
So it is not that I did not want to participate in that. It's just that being, I mean, dreaming of becoming the first generation civil servant, was quite interesting, and I took that plunge. Yes, it was risky, but fortunately that paid off. So
Do you think COVID is behind us, or do we still have to be
I
wary?
think, sir, we are in a phase that we have to learn to live with it. It will remain with us like something like influenza. So it
Is
will.
it like influenza? Because with people with comorbidities, it can still be fatal.
Yes, but if we look at the recent variants, or the mutants or the recombinants, we are seeing that they are less lethal compared to the previous ones. So
Do we have a therapeutic answer for treating COVID?
sir, for therapeutic, I believe that it is just like
Still not developed.
yes, not developed. Just reducing the fever and other things.
That is
Using
symptomatic.
paracetamol, yes.
So, tell me the long-term effect of COVID.
Yes, sir. Sir, I believe that along the, in recent future, we will develop more and more vaccines. So eventually, this will be milder and milder, and I believe.
How has it changed our lives?
Sir, it has improved our personal hygiene, for example. So we have started using mask and taking care of our behavior in public. That is one thing, and also it has opened a new area of virtual world. So we are having meetings and other gatherings virtually. And in some negative aspects, I would say that it has disrupted some global supply chains. For example, the semiconductor industries worldwide. So yes, it had rained havoc, and also the poor people have been the biggest victim, and inequality has risen in recent
That's all
past.
right. You're fond of traveling?
Yes, sir.
Now tell me, where have you traveled?
So my last destination was Lahore and Spiti in Himachal Pradesh.
And you travel within India or also outside India?
Outside India also I travelled a bit. For
So in
example,
terms of facility for travelers,
Yes, sir.
what difference do you find?
Sir, in Europe, for example, the public transport is much more improved, and the tourist places are well connected. But here in India, some of the tourist places are not so well connected. For example, Ajanta in Ellora, although they are quite world famous, they are connected through Aurangabad, but not.
Connectivity is one.
Yes.
What about the other?
Yes,
facilities?
cleanliness is another one. So because of that lack of cleanliness image we have worldwide, so that is also hampering our tourism industry. And thirdly, I would say the safety of travelers, especially female travelers.
Only foreign travelers, when they come to India,
Yes,
what
sir.
what do they look for? Chaos?
Sir,
Dirtiness?
some people like to project this kind of aspects of Indian culture.
No, why would anybody come to India, say from Europe or from Nordic
Yes.
states, which are absolutely clean, hygienic? Why would they come to India? What do they look for in India?
So their primary, the attractions are the Golden Triangle, that is Delhi, Agra, and Jaipur. So that is one aspect, and then they like to visit Kerala and Goa.
You're
North.
talking about the places.
Yes.
I'm saying generally, what do they come to look for in India? Not just places.
Sure. Sir, I believe that they adore the diversity of Indian culture, and they want to experience the diversity that just by crossing one state border they come to a very different culture. So that is quite
Thank you.
exciting for them. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Datta,
Yes, sir.
I'm looking at your DAV, and really it's so unusual to come across someone so multi-talented and such an exceptional person.
Thank you, sir.
Well, you have an MSc from the Weizmann Institute
Yes, sir.
of Science in Israel. You also had a scholarship at the Michigan State University. Did you take that scholarship?
Yes, sir. I spent
So how many?
10
how long?
weeks. 10 weeks.
10 weeks over
Yes,
there,
sir,
and
2.5
it was
months.
Israel. So, while with somebody so accomplished like you in the biosciences, why are you not pursuing a career in that? And how many Indians get a scholarship to go and study at the Weizmann Institute?
Yes, definitely. I mean, a career in science would have been good choice, but I thought that again, being from a small town of Midnapur and also being the first generation of civil servant, I thought that I could be. I mean, my success or in civil services will influence or motivate many people from the state.
All right.
to-
Now, who was Weizmann after whom this institute is named?
Sir, Chaim Weizmann was the first president
First
of
president.
Israel.
Who's the president of Israel now?
Sir, Herzog. Isaac Herzog, yes.
And who's the prime minister?
Sir, it is Mr. Naftali Bennett.
Good. Now, you know that India and Israel have been drawing closer.
Yes, sir.
You of course will know when India recognized Israel.
Yes, sir.
When was that?
So it was in 48 or 50.
50.
Yes.
In 1950 we recognized.
Sure.
But it took a long time to open diplomatic relations.
Yes, sir.
When did we start diplomatic relations?
Sir, it was 1992.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
Now, who has been the first prime minister from India to visit Israel?
Sir, it was present Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi.
Right.
Yes.
But now the relationship is multidimensional.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me which areas are sort of very prominent in the
Yes.
relationship?
Sir, the first area that comes to my mind is the defense sector.
Okay.
We have
Tell me 5 important areas.
Yes, sir, defense, and then second one will be border management and smart fencing,
Okay.
and third one will be agriculture, fourth one will be water conservation.
Well, you already said water. I mean,
Yes, agriculture and
okay,
water.
then-
And sir, then science and technology and startup.
okay.
And sir, the fifth one.
Trade.
Yes, diamond trade.
It's now, well, yes.
Yes.
50% of the trade consists of exports of
Diamonds.
diamonds from
Yes.
India. And why is that so?
Sir, because Israel started as a diamond processing industry after Second World War. In the initial years of after the independence, along with Antwerp in Belgium, and India has recently.
Where do the raw diamonds come from, the uncut diamonds?
So it comes mainly from Africa.
And they are cut here and polished and sent to Israel. And what happens to them there?
And so Israel then exports it to primarily US and other
They make
Western
jewelry
countries.
out of it. So
Yeah.
why can't we do it in India?
Sir, because I think they had a
We are
head-
giving them a cut of the profit when we
Yes.
could be doing it ourselves,
Sir,
isn't it?
yes, sir. Sir, I believe that it is because of the tradition and they had a head start. So the Israeli Diamond Exchange in Ramat Gan in Tel Aviv, it is already an well-established territory for them. So we are gradually catching them up, and we are taking their share of exports. So
Of course, the relationship between Israel and the Arabs is also changing.
yes, sir.
Can you tell me something about the Abraham Accords?
Yes, sir. So this is accords which were signed between Israel and first between Bahrain and UAE, and then afterwards between Israel and Morocco and Sudan.
Morocco, Sudan have also entered.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
But which Arab country was the first to normalize relations with Israel?
so it was Egypt.
After which? After that?
After that, sir, it was Jordan.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
So in all, 6 Arab countries have normalized. What do you think are the factors which are promoting, you know, the Gulf countries to draw closer to Israel? The regional strategic reasons.
Sir, I believe that Israel has established a niche for itself in the region. So the Arab countries are realizing that keeping Israel isolated or alienating it will not.
No, but there's some reason because of which they think they need Israel.
Sir, I think it is the common threat, perceived threat from Iran, that the bloc of Saudi and UAE and also Israel feel that they are threatened from the
Now both
growing influence
UAE
of
and
Israel.
Bahrain are members of the GCC.
Yes, sir.
How many members are there in all in it?
Sir, if I cannot recall correctly at the moment, but I think 8. If I have to take a
Are you sure?
No, sir.
Which ones? Tell me. You said 8, please tell me which ones.
Yes, sir. UAE, then Saudi Arabia, and then Kuwait, then sir Oman,
That's 4.
Bahrain.
5.
Yes, and Qatar was
6.
recently, I think,
That's 6.
removed from the
GCC.
group.
Well, you said 8. Which are the other 2?
Sir, did I name Kuwait? I forgot.
There are only 6 in
Okay,
the
sir.
GCC.
Sorry, sir.
Okay, my last question. What can you tell me about the big challenge
Yes.
which is being faced by the next G20 summit?
Sir, it is what stand the G20 should take in the backdrop of the Russia-Ukraine crisis, because unlike G7 where the countries are like-minded and they agree to a
What
common
is the
point.
precise issue?
Sir, it is the diverse stand of different countries. For example,
About what?
the nature of the crisis and also
The precise issue is the US wants Russia to be expelled. China says no way. What should be India's position?
Sir, expelling is, may not be the right step, because it might be a too harsh impact on Russia. So instead of that, we can use that platform to engage diplomatically with Russia and convince them that.
Can you convince the Americans to do that?
Sir, when the time comes, we can try, and hopefully they will listen to us.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
You have already joined defense account.
Yes, sir.
Have you acquired some knowledge of defense account? Should I ask you 1 or 2 questions on that?
Sure, sir. You can ask.
You feel confident?
Yes, sir.
All right. Tell me, what is the difference between accounting in government and accounting in a corporate?
Sorry, sir. I cannot
Okay.
recall.
No, I warned you.
Sure, sir.
Okay. What is the definition of capital expenditure in the defense procurement procedure?
So capital expenditure is an expenditure which is, spent on acquiring a defense asset that can be.
You are guessing.
No, I'm just trying
Obviously,
to. Yes.
capital expenditure would be for creation of an asset. But what is the definition under defense procurement procedure?
That I have to look. Sir.
Okay.
Sorry, sir.
Now, let's move to a different subject. You have done MSc in life sciences.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, what are biologics?
Biologics. Yes, these are biological products that can be used for treating different conditions.
Yes, but how are they different from drugs, let us say?
So these are biological molecules, for example, DNA or RNA or fragment of gene that can be directly inserted into the cell and then they do their job. So,
But what about drugs?
so drugs are, I would say that primarily chemicals, primarily active pharmaceutical ingredients.
Now tell me, what are biosimilars?
Sir, biosimilars are again those biomolecules that are produced in different batches, so they are not exactly identical. For example, unlike the chemical products, the biological products, for example, vaccine and other proteins, for example, insulin, and these are produced in batches, and then the batches cannot be exactly identical, so they have minor differences. That's why they are called similars.
Okay. And how are they different from generics?
So genetics is the
Generics.
generics. Okay. So generic medicines are the one that are the, I mean, copies of branded drugs, but which are, I mean, for which the patent period is over,
Yes.
and that can be manufactured
So
by.
what now? Compare generics and biosimilars.
Yes, sir. Generics can be, I mean, exactly identical because they are done following a set
Chemical process.
procedure, but in biological system, keeping the process exactly identical is bit difficult. That's why we have similars.
Similars. So biosimilars are not exactly same
Yes,
as
sir.
a chemical similarity,
Yes, sir.
similar drug.
Yes, sir.
Now, have you read the Ayushman Bharat scheme?
Yes, sir.
What are the main features of this?
Sir, it is it provides insurance. I mean, insurance expenditure up to 5 lakh per family, and it also includes the pre-existing conditions as well, unlike many private insurance providers. And it has also another aspect that tries
How many families or people does it cover?
Sir, I forgot.
Okay.
That. Sorry, sir.
My last question.
Yes.
What is money laundering?
So money laundering is the process by which money acquired is invested in a process that is not compliant with the government notified systems.
You are guessing.
I'm
Anyway,
trying
we'll
to
discuss this in your feedback. Thank
Sure,
you.
sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Our discussion with you, Mr. Datta, is over. Kindly
Yes.
wait outside for a few minutes. We'll call you for a feedback.
Thank you, sir.